Me today, and we trying to come up with the proper criteria to select the top 10 albums of the year. So this is really gonna be more of a process that we're going together. We're gonna be having discussions about. So if anybody comes into the room and has any input, all feedback is welcome. Um, we've tried to kind of pre-prepare some of albums that came to our mind in terms of ones that were stood out to us for 2024 so far. So Chris has some albums that he has in mind. I have some albums that I have in mind. I think we haven't too. We've just discussed that we wanted to do this process, but we haven't really talked about how we're going to, you know, make the final selections, what criteria we're going off of. So this is kind of a starting point. Um, we're just streaming on Twitch right now, just so we can play the music without having any worries. Um, I may have a couple of other friends stop by, so we'll see. They have other inputs as well. But yeah, thanks for joining. Chris, what's up? How you been, man?
Pretty good, man. Yeah, just been chilling, get ready for finish out the quarter. It's fourth quarter of the year. So
Fourth quarter, man. Q4. It's tight, man. This a crazy year, man. So this is down to the wire for sure.
yeah,
Yeah. So let me see. Did you? Let me see. I might start by. I might have to bring in another. Let me pull up my Apple Music list that I had.
uh, yeah. And I sent you my notes so far that I took
You
this
did?
week.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let me see. Where's my playlist? That's her top. Dang, actually, I didn't even notice how hard. Well, I have a lot of playlists right now. Yeah, Apple Music don't make it the easiest to sort your playlists. Top 50 albums 2024. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like they do everything in like chronological order. So like whenever you make the playlist, that's like it's timestamp, which is kind of crazy. But
Oh, top albums 2024. Yeah, I tried to sort mine into release date.
mm, okay,
So that was the last thing that I had done. Let me sort this one like that too.
uh,
Where is the sort? Let's see if
yeah.
I
When I was
can.
thinking about it, like this is off like top of the dome, but like when I was thinking about it, like on the albums, some of these I almost forgot about. Like,
Nah, I
yeah,
forgot about a lot too. I was like, damn, I was listening to it. I was like, damn, hold on, I don't got a gun on here, nothing on. So I was like, had to go back,
yeah,
add some things. Cause really, what I've been doing throughout the whole year is just collecting different songs
mm,
onto like a playlist already. So, and I'm trying to like any album that comes out that I want to listen to later, I'll put it onto that playlist. So I just went through that playlist and kind of picked the ones that I'd already had a chance to listen to.
yeah.
Damn,
Okay,
how
but
do I sort this out? Dang, hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to. I don't think it's gonna let me sort it. Not by how it's sorted, because on my phone it's actually sorted into release date.
mm,
But when I'm pulling it up right now, it's not. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Oh, and honestly, some of these songs did come out before the actual album dropped too. So, like some albums were
yeah,
singles and stuff like that. Cause yeah, I'm looking Drive to Memphis. I know that was like that's an old song, but the actual album didn't come out till June. But it's whatever.
yeah, yeah. It happens.
Actually, let me see what you. I didn't even see the list you sent me. Okay. Oh, here's her list. Bet, bet, bet.
Yeah, I did songs and then albums. But yeah, like I said, those are both still in progress.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, let's actually start with the conversation first before we hop into doing all of that. Like, what? I feel like there's some baselines that we need to establish
So,
first before we could kind of have a lot of these discussions. So, let's see. Let's go by songs. So these are your top 20, and this is in order. These are just songs that you had named.
yeah, no particular order. Yeah, none of these are in order. They
Okay.
just kind of what they
Songs
are.
that
Yeah.
stood out to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. I really wanna. This is where I. This is where I see why people have people doing stuff for the background on the when they're trying to host stuff. It's like they're
Yeah.
trying to do it in the moment and like, okay, how do I get this image up here? Stuff like that.
Mm.
Like, I know I could send this. I'm gonna send this photo to my top 20 list. I'm gonna put it right between us so people can see, or at least just have the reference.
Yeah, I tried to keep it at 20, but I added like one extra song. So, and this is like two shouldn't see it. Yeah. Might just choose one.
All good. Let me just see what it looking like in Twitch. Okay, so cool. We got the 20 songs up here. All right, so let's see. First on the list, we got Future Press the Button. Second, we got Ian and Lil Yachty, Hate Me. Tyler Art, Party Next Door, Cheers. Ayara Star, Control. Gunna, Back to the A. Central C, featuring Lil Baby, Band for Band. Kendrick Lamar, 616 in LA. Jordan Adutunji, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Kaylani. I do know that. That was a good song though too. Cause that's another thing. Like we got good TikTok songs and good songs. Like a song
Yeah.
I heard yesterday was Childish Gambino and K Tronada.
Ooh.
That song was good.
I know which one you're talking about too. Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw the video for that, I was like, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so then we got Cash Cobain, Fisher, that one. That's a cornerstone. See, and that's one like I feel like impact wise, that's a big one, very big one.
Yeah, yeah, that's the sound.
Every time, bro.
We was just on the little thing, we was talking about it. Yeah, this my homie Brian.
Oh, what's up, bro? What's up?
This my homie Chris.
Oh, man.
What's up, bro? You good?
Roommate.
Oh, I didn't even check the
Oh
TV.
yeah. I'm actually about to probably switch it on to where this part will be up there. Let's change that.
I'm gonna tell y'all niggas something right now, dog. If Doechii is not on the top 10 albums of the year,
Nah,
I'm
she
gonna
ain't.
leave
She
right
in
now,
mine.
boy. I'm gonna leave
Hey,
right
that's,
now,
I
dog.
might have forgot about that one. Yeah.
She is in mine.
You already said I might have forgot about her, dog. I don't know, dog.
That's good when it comes to the. He sent me. We was just going over his like little list he had put together for top songs. Yeah, hit right here, hitting the couch. I was just showing him where the things that hit Chris.
Oh man, yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, see, we really we coming live from Atlanta, man. So we telling you guys what we're hearing in the city for real. We not just from the outside. We living here. So, we giving y'all our real perspectives on this.
Yeah.
But, okay, hold on. Where was we at? We was at Cash Cobain. You said what?
Okay. Is there any? So is it just rap? Oh, my bad.
That's what we trying to decide. Like, you know, when we haven't even decided what we mean by top 10 album yet. So,
Yeah.
you know, we just had the conversation. Like, that's a list that come out every year. I don't know if it's top 10 urban, top 10, you know, hip hop, you know. So that's really why it's open for discussion. So, are we looking at kind of what was playing this year and kind of figuring out what would meet that criteria for it?
All right, so let me ask both of y'all this right now, okay? Do you feel like it was a good year for hip hop?
For
Yeah,
hip hop,
Just for hip hop, strictly hip hop. Was it a good year for hip hop?
I say the first half was really good. The first half was
Okay,
good.
so you
The
think it's a
second
little
half,
slow right now?
do I think it's a spark right now?
he said slow right now.
Oh,
Yeah, you
slow.
think it's slow right now? Like, did y'all listen to? I know y'all probably listen to Future shit. Did y'all listen to the baby shit?
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah.
did
I'm playing
just
right
recently listen to the
now.
baby. What'd you say, Chris?
I said, yeah, yeah. I heard the future stuff. I didn't listen to the baby, but I do think it's slowing down. This at least on the third quarter, going into the fourth, like it's slowing down right now as far as hip hop. Because we got a lot of culture stuff going on with the, the Diddy shit, and then we got the cases wrapping up with the Dolph stuff wrapping up, and we had some deaths. Like it's, yeah, things is kind of muddy right now, but I'm curious to see how the fourth quarter is going to go. Like who's going to drop? Because I know Cole's supposed to be coming, but he might. I don't know if he's going to wait till 2025, and then
Yeah, I think he.
Kendrick about to prep to drop something soon. So yeah,
It's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting.
we're
It's
in
gonna
an
be interesting.
interesting time for me. How do I feel? Hip hop. I feel like hip hop was kind of in the forefront of a lot of things, but I don't necessarily feel like it was a great year for hip hop. Outside of the beef stuff, like I feel like
I
it
was about
didn't
to say.
really
Okay.
make like I don't feel like anybody new was came out for real
mm.
in hip hop. I don't know
Man,
who
that's
you consider new.
ooh,
I mean, I'm gonna say Doechii. She's not new, but as far as her
Yeah, she
mainstream album, she's
She
kind
yeah,
of
her album was very hip hop. That might be
very,
the
very much so.
and I'm not saying like other cause I mean Lupe dropped a crazy hip hop
Yeah.
project. You was putting me on the Stally.
So are we talking about albums?
That's
or-
why that's why we having the discussion now. We
okay,
having a
okay.
discussion to figure out what we mean when we're saying
criteria.
yeah.
Okay.
So right now we was just starting with his he had made a list of 20 songs that kind of stood out to him over the year.
hmm
Over the
Right
year.
there.
Okay, let me hear.
yeah.
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
let's finish it out because we was like halfway through.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah. Go ahead. My bad.
All right, so then we just did Cash Cobain, Fisher. So we got Future and Metro like that. Future and Metro. Still don't trust you. J Cole Fever. I remember that song.
Oh, these are just singles.
Yes, these are songs. This is top.
Yeah.
This is 20 songs that he did.
Okay.
He has a list for albums as well, and then I had a playlist that I put together with singles of albums that I was like just selecting one song from the album. Why you gotta do it like that?
Well, because I have an X, and I feel like my port is just.
You can. There's another. You can use that extension over there.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Yeah, my fault, bro.
Nah.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's see what else we had. So we got A Boogie and Cash Cobain, Body, Made in Tokyo, Harajuku.
Yeah.
Flo Milli, Never Lose Me. That was a big song. Lotto, Big Mama. Yeah. That's Vulture's right, bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
Shanice Dollar or Shansia, my bad. I said Shanice.
Yeah.
Shansia Dollar and Work Me. My bad, Shansia. Okay, so that's I feel like that's a good summary of like popular.
Now I do want to say
That's just
I
some
intentionally
hip
did
hop
not
album too?
include Not Like Us. I didn't include it because I know it's gonna be like that's just a given, you know. So
I kind of want to go to like not even talking about that song for
Wait. Say that again. What was your reasoning?
I just think it's a given. Like it was just like it just saturated the year so far. I just didn't even include it.
So, did you not include it as far as it being bigger than your list, or it not counting on your list?
Kind of both,
Does that
man.
make
That's
sense?
kind of both.
Yeah, I feel like it's at a point where I'm trying to pull up. I need to see Twitch over here too.
Like it's definitely a big part, but like I feel like all that stuff started with what is it like that, and then it ended with not like us. So like that time frame, that's just a big conversation. I just didn't. I think we could say for a later time. So that's why I didn't really do that.
Yeah, I feel like that song really threw a lot of. Okay, actually, this is actually a perfect segue because how y'all feel about $1 Million Baby and him saying he not hip hop? How y'all feel about that?
I never looked at it as hip hop to be honest.
I
So
never
that's
did
a
Yeah,
either.
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I also feel like he's been getting wrapped into hip hop just kind of because of the audience. I feel like that's a big problem in hip hop. It's like the audience kind of determines the genre. Like if
Yeah.
black people are like really heavy into it, then it automatically gets classified as hip hop. But it's like, yeah, as black people, we can like other genres of music. Like
they
we don't
even do
gotta.
that with sorry to cut you off.
No,
They
no,
even
you
do that with like country black artists now.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
nah, that's not country. They try to even put it more towards hip hop, and it's like,
Mhm.
nah, bro, like, yeah, yeah. So I get what
Shoot,
you're saying.
man.
Even
Even though,
maybe, so are you saying that's a hip hop song?
I don't say it's hip. I thought it was R&B. Really,
Yeah, yeah.
I felt
But
more
what
in my
is-
R&B bag.
Are we saying? See, and this is why I feel like if we stick strictly to albums, it'll be kind of broad.
Right.
Because it's
Yeah.
like their projects. Like, what is hip hop nowadays? Like, is it just boom bap? New York
do
shit?
we just care about bars or do we care
Yeah,
about like? I'm looking at it from like a cultural perspective. Damn.
yeah, gotta be.
Y'all been having
I mean, really, because hip hop has always been the culture label. Hip hop has always been the culture label. Rap has always been the skill set, like the technical aspect of it. So you can be a rapper but not be in hip hop.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like that when the South got introduced to it, that's when things really started like getting muddy because I don't feel like the South was really heavy into bars like New York rappers were. And I feel like when people started coming down expecting hip hop to be bars and it wasn't, it was like, well, that's not really hip hop, but it's like it is. It's just a different flavor of it.
Yeah,
So
man, that's a good comment. That makes me think like, should we break it down to like regions almost, kind of how you do a sauce right now, like with the map, like break it down.
top 10 out of New York, top 10 out of I might have to be a better way to do that because I do feel and I think ultimately as I was making it, I was like, yeah, we are gonna have to separate this into because I feel like people down here aren't necessarily listening to West Coast music. Like I don't feel like Not Like Us is really top 10 song in Atlanta. I mean, technically it is because it was played so much, but I don't feel like it would be people's go-to song to. I mean, it has been though because it's so big. Like, but that's why Not Like Us been a phenomenon for real that we really haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, but I feel like it's expired though. I feel like it is expired. Like
it got ran to the ground. That was one of the songs where it's like, bro, you trying to avoid it now. Like you don't even wanna. You like, bro, I'm not trying to hear the dun 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 dun. That's like, bro,
and then you saw the conversation this morning. Was it this morning or last night? I think this morning. But so it's submitted for Grammy nominations right now, or he submitted it for a Grammy consideration. So that's going to give a resurgence, between now and then the Super Bowl, and then the award season carry on to next year. But I think it's just expired though. But I can see it has a big impact on hip hop for sure.
I feel like this is one of the things when like things outside of the culture get a hold of something, like because I feel like it's pretty much bigger than it would be. Like I feel like if he had dropped this song, it's really difficult to say, especially talking about Kendrick, because it's like he is always doing bars and metaphors, but this is just one that it was like the perfect storm for this one to be big, but it's like this ain't nowhere near my favorite Kendrick Lamar song, so it's like it get difficult to talk about. Like you be wanting to praise, or it's like you're not trying to downplay Kendrick Lamar, but he could do, not even that he could do better, because it's not like he did bad on the song, but it's just like this isn't necessarily the bag that we're finding most appealing about Kendrick, as the
Yeah.
culture anyway.
hmm Man, that was some of the stuff I saw online. Like they've
Okay.
been calling him a hypocrite because he said the industry, the party is over. He's talking about the industry, the corruption, but he submitted the song to be considered amongst the industry.
Hang on, Chris. Hold on. Let me see. It might be
Okay.
you was cutting out for us. Let me grab. It might be my power source. Let me just grab my charger real quick. But my fault. Because you was saying hold on, let me
Yeah,
see.
I was basically just talking about getting backlash for submitting "Not Like Us" for Grammy nomination when
Okay,
in
okay.
those songs throughout the beef, he's talking about how corrupt the industry is and how it's compromising hip hop as a culture. So I don't know, like it's kind of a paradox. So, I mean, I see both sides of it.
Yeah, it puts, and I feel like every time a situation like this comes up, it puts people who are fans of lyricism in a very tough spot because it's like people are looking at this song as more lyrical, but it's not as lyrical as Kendrick can get. So I wouldn't even say it's dumbed down because there's a lot of like bars that the average listener had to listen a little bit closer in order to get. But
Mhm.
ultimately, I still feel like concept wise, it's pretty bland for Kendrick standards. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but once
Yeah,
once more people are able to enjoy it, then it kind of does lose its. As a fan, you feel like, oh, it's not as many Easter eggs for real. Like before real fans will listen to a song and be like, oh, I know ain't nobody else catch that because you listening
Yeah.
closer. So now when it's so inclusive for people and it's a little bit more like out there, it's not as fun to listen to because it's just like, all right, you're not really listening. I mean, you still getting Easter eggs, which is another testament to how great Kendrick is because it's like it's deep on multiple layers, and I'm still finding stuff out about that song specifically. So it's
hmm
like it's hard for me to be like, yeah, it's not really that, but it is still lyrical, and it's like, okay, then there's other layers to it. So I gotta put the respect on on that song's name for
For
real.
sure.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. As it should.
Yeah.
And then I think one thing we have to remember is who we aim that song towards. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was such a big song
Right. Ed
as
Drake.
well. It was against Drake. So, but now I try to take the song for what it is, even though it got so much mainstream
Attention.
attention. I still try to take it for what it is, cause that second verse, man, like, dude, it's still, you know what I'm saying? I still listen to that second verse, like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Okay.
But
I actually do got okay, so what do we feel about Future dropped 3 projects this year? And
hmm
all of them went #1. So do we feel like all 3 are would be contenders for top 10, or do you feel like one should be knocked off or one above the other? How y'all feel about that?
man.
I think,
I,
go,
go ahead, go ahead.
I was about to say, there's no debate that we don't trust you is top. I think it
The
should be a
first one.
nobody. Yeah, the first one.
The
I
first
think
one,
there
okay.
should be no debate
Right.
on anybody that is a top 10
Okay, hold on.
album.
Let's add a between the 3. How we ranking them? Are we all saying
What's the three again? It's
we
I
don't
know.
trust you, we still don't trust you, and mixtape Pluto?
Man, that's unfair for
Okay.
me. Like,
Yeah,
cause
I was
I
about to say. Go
this
ahead.
mixtape Pluto was so new. It just came out like 2 weeks ago.
Mixtape Pluto
So
is hard.
Yeah.
and it's in my regular rotation. I'm listening to it all week, and I got like a new song every day. Like my favorite song right now is "Press the Button." Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's too early right now for me.
Yeah, yeah,
That's difficult. I'm trying to think. I feel like I resonated with "We Still Don't Trust You" because I was wet. If I'm looking from like a historical standpoint, like when Future dropped Future and Hendrix, I was a
Yeah.
bigger fan of Hendrix.
Mhm.
And in this state, and in this moment, I was kind of more of a fan because I'm R&B vibes a lot more.
Mhm.
So for me,
Yeah.
that's where I'm like I try and put place like what's more melodic for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then he had the extra songs on "We Still Don't Trust You."
Yeah,
That
the
was
side B.
yeah, that was like
Yeah.
leading into mixtape Pluto.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like I really could have lived without those songs on that project, and it's
Mhm.
still been fire.
Mhm.
But it's like I
Yeah.
understand him trying to remain balanced, kind of. So.
Mhm.
I would say for me personally, I would say I gotta go with "We Still Don't Trust You," mixtape Pluto, and then "We Don't Trust You."
Mhm.
So that was
Okay.
just from me, and that's with not. I haven't lived that long with mixtape Pluto. I do like a lot of songs on it, um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I guess just at this point in time. So on what you said, you would go, or you said it's too early for you to call.
It's too early for me to say what's my top, but I'd say we don't trust you is first, mixtape Pluto second, and we still don't trust you third for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what about you, Brian?
I'm gonna say so I'm gonna say the opposite with you, with as far as like the melodies with Future alone because I'm so used to trap Future.
Right.
You know what
Okay.
I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I'm definitely gonna put We Don't Trust You first.
Okay.
I'm gonna put mixtape Pluto. I do like it. Let me be honest with you, and we all have to agree on this. There was some dark bar references in that album. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, devil references and stuff like that. So that's why I kind of steered away from mixtape Pluto. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I
Hmm.
did like it as far as it being, like old Future. You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate the album. I'll put that second, and then I'll put We Still Don't Trust You third, only because I'm not really with the melody Future's melodies like that. I'm not really a fan. So
Okay. No,
Yeah.
that's fair.
yeah,
I like that. But I mean, right there, this part of the discussion
mm-hmm.
shows how difficult
Mm-hmm.
putting any top 10
Mm-hmm.
list together at
Yeah.
all. So,
Let me ask you this though: would you put We Still Don't Trust You as a rap album?
no, I wouldn't.
Okay, all right.
Mm.
But that's also a reason why I wouldn't. But that's why I was asking. I was like, we got to start there first because we got to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
where people's. Because I feel like that's a good litmus test, I think they call it, to saying what you would say would be hip hop versus R&B versus trap music almost.
Mhm.
I feel like it
Mhm.
almost separates into that because not like I mean not like this we don't trust you is kind of like I would say that's hip hop. That was like a hip hop album to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
And
yeah.
mixtape Pluto is like trap music. So and then we got the R&B vibes with that. And so
Yeah.
for me, I'm kind of like
So is trap not hip hop to you? Would you classify that as not, or hip hop?
it's like a branch of hip hop. I think
Mhm.
it's hip hop, but I
Mhm.
feel like it's a distinct branch. Like when it comes to, because I used to always kind of more think of trap music as
Mhm.
like drugs to the lifestyle that
The
comes
lifestyle.
around
Yeah.
living as a drug dealer, but and not even necessarily just drugs, but just like being like top of the game. Like when it comes to real braggadocious, it's
Mhm.
like that's where you kind of add in trap music. Like we think about T.I., Jeezy, when what their bars were kind of
Mhm.
and what their message was kind of more centered around. I feel like that's closer to what they was talking about in
Okay.
mixtape Pluto and We Don't Trust You as opposed to
Mhm.
We Still Don't Trust
Mhm.
You.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think I have a similar take on like trap music. I mean, I feel like it is a branch of hip hop. You know, it's a southern based, southern influence hip hop. But as far as like the subject matter, like the drugs and the money, like the trapping, I always take it as motivation and just I replace the drug part with like my job or my grind. So that's why I've always been really close with trap music. Like trap music is one of my favorite categories of
Mhm.
hip hop. So yeah.
No,
It's definitely motivating. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
I
that's
would.
the underlying for it all,
Mhm.
motivation.
Yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
it's to get people out of the situation because it's really that's the audience, people who are at the bottom who need the motivation to kind of
Yep.
get
Yep.
up to the top, and so it's like they showing you now the methods in which they try and get people
Yeah.
to do it. It
Everybody
might
separate that.
be
Yeah.
flawed,
Yeah.
but it's like I think you can make an argument for all music. It's like yeah,
Mhm.
people who are not at that level or trying to give people the cheat codes who's not at that level to kind of get to okay to the point where you making money, because I mean it's all codes. It's like yeah, he telling you what he had to do in order
Mm-hmm.
to the sacrifices or the losses that you had to take. It's like, and it's always a similar story, I guess, from
Facts.
artist to artist. So
Oh yeah.
but then that also brings up okay, so do we really care about, does an artist have to struggle in order for you to really appeal to them, or like do you feel like an art you have to find relate to an artist's struggle in order to fully appreciate their music?
I don't think so. Like I think I mean the struggle is commendable, but it doesn't always have to be a struggle. I more so go to the passion and conviction of that artist, and that can be taken either way. It could be taken as they really struggled and found their way through this game, or it could be taken as they just a really good actor. But if you can convince me that you got conviction and passion, it's gonna bleed through the music. So I just that's what sounds good to me, to be honest.
Mm. I feel like Lupe was the best example of like showing passion without like talking about illegal stuff, and it was a pretty clean album too.
Yeah.
His album was like just it was very competitive. Like he was really going hard with the bars and like,
Absolutely.
but it's like okay, it's like people who do listen to music on that level can appreciate that, but then we have the level of people who don't have the time to make it. And it's like the thing is it's hard to say that people don't have the time to listen to Lupe because he's rapping in a way that it's still sonically good, so it's like you don't
Yeah.
even need to catch all the bars, but yet it's still not as popular as a Future song or something like that.
Hmm.
But I feel like that's the one thing, like before we can really have this conversation fully, I do feel like we would need some women's perspectives on it as well, because I think women are really the biggest drivers of what's hot and what's not. I think.
Absolutely, and they, to be honest with you, they drove hip hop this year. Other
Yeah.
than that Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef, they drove
Hmm.
hip hop. You know,
Yep.
so we can. That's something that we actually have to include in our top 10 albums. I mean, to be honest with
Yeah.
you, it has to be a couple women.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
let's talk
Fact.
about Doja. Now,
Doja
is
Cat,
that
right.
rap now?
Mhm.
Because she be spitting too.
Doja
sometimes.
got bars.
Doja be spitting
Doja
too.
got
So is
bars.
that gonna be,
That's where it get complicated, because I feel like out of the women as well, I feel like Doechii had the best project hands down out of the women. Like I don't know anyone. I can't. I didn't finish all of Lotto's album.
I put
But
Lotto up there too though. Lotto, I've been listening
yeah,
to that.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't listen to hers, but I guess it's something that was consumable for me personally. Doechii's was the best one. Hers is like, it's not even just in women category. She had one of the best albums, period.
Yeah.
To me. So, but it's difficult because it's like women don't necessarily. Well, I don't even know. I don't hear her being talked about in the same sentence as Lotto and as who else? Ice Spice.
It's a different type of rap. I mean,
It is
it's
different.
it's we got to separate mainstream from.
But that
Facts.
get hard. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to
That's
do
what
that
it is.
because it's
That's what
like,
it is. I feel like the people who really appreciate rap, they know who Doechii. They appreciate Doechii's album.
if you hear her album and you appreciate rap, then you are a fan of that album.
You are.
That's just like
You
how
are.
it is. Yeah.
You are. So, but we have to realize that we're in a different generation where the mainstream is obviously leading, and Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto, Glorilla, Ice Spice, like you said. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't appreciate Ice Spice album at all. I didn't like it at all.
I ain't even listened to it.
But it's
I did.
the most talked about. I mean, one of the most talked about.
But it didn't sell either. That's the thing. So it's like it's been in such heavy rotation, but at the end of the day, it didn't really do numbers like it was supposed to.
Yeah,
so
it didn't.
It's like,
It didn't. But still, I feel like even though this is, and do numbers really matter nowadays? Because I feel like most talked about is because any academics talk about anything, it doesn't matter what your numbers did. Academics talks about it.
Yeah.
People know it. People gonna listen to it.
It's more clout driven right now.
It is.
Definitely more clout driven.
Yes.
I feel like that would be main. I feel like that would be the criteria for mainstream because that was what was confusing me because I'm like Ice Spice is considered mainstream, but at the same time commercially it didn't. You said what?
I'm gonna check this out.
Okay, yeah, but commercially it didn't sell well, so it's like okay. Is it still considered mainstream even though it's not selling? But like popularity wise, in terms of like conversation, people was talking about her damn near every week.
Yeah, I feel like she's more like, man, I would label her as pop at this point, to be honest.
Right.
And yeah,
Pop
I think
is
she's
really
pop.
close with us.
Yeah, and pop, people used to think like, I mean, pop is what is the most popular at the time. Like, what has a stronghold on like just the music industry as a whole. Like it used to be disco with the 70s, 80s, it used to be dance, and now it's been hip hop for the past decade almost. So, but that doesn't mean I don't consider her hip hop. Well, she's part of it, but her music is pop to me, to be honest. She's a pop artist, I think.
I would agree. I feel like Cash Cobain is I feel like he had the pop sound for real, like
Yeah,
with
yep.
Jersey Club. I feel like that was so big in just terms of popular music this year, and then that's the type of song that Ice Spice got on too. So it's like I think that goes hand in hand. But that's why this might be to me. Cash Cobain was MVP of 2024 so far, just because of him producing and rapping. I'm like. Everyone was on that sound. Like there's like 20 different songs that sound like a Cash Cobain song. So and that's where I'm like, even his album was good to me. It wasn't like to me. I don't know if I'll consider it top 10, but to me it was good enough to solidify him as like one of the powerhouses of 2024 because I don't even know what it did sales wise, but just like him standing alone. Like, him having a couple of songs on his own, him being the producer as well. Like, we ain't seen that since Ye. So it's like, yo, you've actually, hold on, let me start. Lil
I'm about
Tecca
to
too,
say, there's a few.
Yeah,
there's a few.
Lil Tecca shit was crazy too.
I heard,
Lil Tecca.
Yeah, Lil Tecca's actually not that bad. Yeah. I didn't give him a chance at first, but Lil Tecca's actually...
Lil Tecca, he's on a different level now. And he's been in the game so long, learning as he was getting older, so he dangerous now.
Yeah, he's prolific at this point. He's a modern prolific artist right now.
But you know what? Actually, as we talking about this, it's seeming like New York took the torch back on the low.
Okay.
Only thing holding down the South right now, Future.
You think so?
Who else? Let's see on this list. Who else we got on there? Lil Yachty. I know. Okay, I gotta give Yachty his props. Yachty was going crazy this year.
He was. So we just.
I don't know.
Okay, so
because we got to talk about the females too. Like, because we got a lot of holding down.
For at least for that time period of the year, he held it down.
It ain't lit, but that's what I'm saying. It's not taking over like it normally did.
It didn't because that was his, second album coming back from jail. But it was a good album. It was a good album.
But see, that's where we get confused because it's like, yeah, it was a good album. And I believe it was a good album, but it's not sticking the way, what was the DS Forever? What was it? Not DS Forever. Drip or Drown Forever?
Okay.
It ain't stick like that. It ain't stick like that.
So we can't compare like Hungry Gunna to...
He should be hungry as hell.
No, I mean,
he should be hungry.
That's why I think his first album when he came back,
the first Gift and the Curse.
One. But I still think he hungry. I mean, he got an album about to come out. Actually, I think he might drop again at the end of the year.
He definitely need to drop again. He needs to drop again for sure.
But I don't think that the other one that came out
kind of held him down for himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's still dropping singles here and there too. It's not like
He's supposed to be on Future's project. I forgot what
Really?
song. Yeah,
I thought they were actually beefing, which is crazy.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be on one of the songs, and then they was like, it didn't come out, and then he was like, it was business, nothing personal, something like that.
Yeah, I saw that tweet. Yeah, I saw that tweet.
So, but yeah, I don't know who else from. But that's what I'm saying. Nobody new has really came out. I guess Cash Cobain would be the newest person to come out, and they took over so heavy with that sound. I'm like, I feel like the momentum back up north. Like,
yes. I mean, I think there's momentum everywhere, though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there is momentum everywhere if we really look at it. Let me throw a name out there and let me see what y'all think. Okay. NEL Chopper. What do y'all think?
I feel like NLE is going. He has a much younger demographic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like.
Do you not think he's holding it down for
Memphis?
The South? Yeah, the South.
For Memphis, though, I give it to
Glorilla.
Glorilla holding it down more to me.
Moneybagg Yo just came out with an album.
And was that a deluxe or that was a new album?
I think that was a new album.
It might, yeah. I think
It was the before that. That's on my top albums list. But yeah.
His new project, Moneybagg Yo's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. I didn't even realize how long ago. It looked like it dropped the 27th. Okay, I see it right here.
Do you listen to Stale?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
stop.
listen to Stale? Yeah.
From MMG.
I
Yeah.
do, but I haven't listened to him in years.
Okay. I want you on your free time to go check out his album that he put out this year. And it's to me. Did you listen to Drake?
Yeah.
To me, did you get a like a Nas type of influence on that?
He always rapping like he in that bag.
Yeah.
I'm used to his. I'm always a fan. That's another because like I said, this why this is such a difficult discussion because we ain't even said my favorite albums of the year yet or some of my favorite songs. And it's by people who's like kind of underground on the low. Like,
see, and that's the thing too. That this discussion, who are we targeting? Are we just targeting rap? Yeah,
that's why we having the conversation.
Yes,
It got to start with a conversation, so that's why it's like
because dog, we
deeper.
know like bro, if we're targeting the mainstream demographic, bro, and we don't add Glorilla or Meg Thee Stallion's album,
people looking at our list
on,
like,
dog.
yo, what
they
are you
ain't
doing?
gonna, they gonna be like, nah, I ain't gonna give no time.
I think we gotta have multiple lists of some sort, like, and then or we gotta start off with multiple lists, and then like once we start to push them together, then we'll kind of eliminate certain things. Because I'm like, there's no way you could have, because I didn't even listen to Beyonce's to the country album for real, but I know some people have that as like a very impactful project. So I'm just like, Bambi. So but to me, it's hard. I wouldn't even want to put that in the culture necessarily. It's like if she put it as a country album, like let it be over, let it be over there.
That's not it.
But since it's Beyonce, that's one of the things with the audience, because now it's like she had more of a hip hop because I think it still had elements of hip hop and R&B on it, just by nature of her being Beyonce and being married to Jay-Z. I feel like it always has
to me, she's always been like pop. At a certain point, the last decade, she's transitioned to pop. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pop, but then she's still. I always blame Beyonce for the reason R&B is where it's at for women.
Yeah.
I feel like she had the throne for so long and like just never passed it off. It's just like, okay, we still just here. So I don't know what she got going on.
Unfortunately, that's how I feel like it is. You know, like even if you look with Nicki Minaj,
right? Yeah,
she don't seem like she want to pass the torch off at all.
I think that's why it's difficult. That's why female rappers had it difficult. Female R&B has had it very difficult.
Very fucking difficult.
I think that's might be the worst. That might be worse off than male R&B right now. I don't know.
I think that makes me think about like the top. My top female rap artists would be Doechii, Flo Milli, and Lotto right now, and they all in different. Some mainstream, some of them underground, some of them in that middle ground. So
What type of
that's a
rapper
separate.
is she a rapper?
Yeah, Flo Milli, she from Alabama.
Uh
She's
huh.
is she rap?
Yeah, she spit.
Okay.
She got
Yeah.
like yeah, Flo Milli. I feel like is a very big blueprint on what it takes to be popular today. Like I would actually consider her maybe one of the newer acts too,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I think she's rapping with enough energy. She got real bars, and it's
Mhm.
like, and then girls like her. Like you could play her at a party, and it'll still, you know, go up. So I feel like she's real special in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just like for girls, that's what, because it's like you really have to be liked as a girl by girls first before
Yeah.
you can kind of get the
Yeah.
accolades. So I feel like that's where it's hard for lyrical
so,
rappers.
You think so though? Because Sexy Red, I don't think she was necessarily liked by girls. By her.
Girls love Sexy Red at first.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah.
Love
I
her.
think they love her now. I don't
Nah,
think they.
I think they've
really?
been loved Sexy
For real?
Red.
Okay.
I feel like,
Okay.
and I think when it comes to Sexy Red, she just so real. It's like it's hard to
Authentic.
deny her. It's like,
Yeah.
yo, she really just being herself. Like we all know people who act just like Sexy Red.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, and it's like, especially when you've been around them for so long, you like it feel familiar. Like Sexy Red feel very familiar, and I think that's why people gravitate to her
Yeah.
so much. Like she not trying to
Put on.
be one of the, like she really doing the exact opposite of what you would think like an Instagram baddie to be. Almost, she like almost anti Instagram baddie. She don't fit the aesthetic. Like
She
you know,
that
she got
ratchet-
the
yeah, she
right.
the
The
ratchet,
ratchet
yeah.
aesthetic is almost like direct opposite of
Yeah, what you
Instagram
said, the
baddie.
Instagram baddies, yeah.
And I feel like people was just kind of tired of that. Like I feel like I think that might be a way to have to separate the women too. Like Lotto and Ice Spice kind of go Instagram baddie. Lotto do got bars, like you know what I mean. I don't take it away from her, but like I feel like her main appeal might be her main appeal when it comes
It's her
to men.
aesthetic. It's her aesthetic. Come on, let's talk about it. She
Yeah.
bad. She bad, but she can't rap though. Just like Megan Thee Stallion, Megan can rap. She can rap.
Yeah,
But her main, and that's what I feel like about a lot of these women though. Like, not to say that like I don't appreciate women, music or rap or anything like that, but I feel like they have to be aesthetically, like you just said, they have to be liked by women first. I
Right.
feel like they have to be aesthetically pleasing before their music is even talked about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just think about
So
it.
I got a question out with that. Where would you put Caribou at?
Caribou makes this 10 times harder too because of the Yachty situation.
Mhm.
Because if she was spitting bars like that, it was
yeah.
hard for the. It's hard to deny when somebody's spitting bars like that.
Yeah.
So it's
that
like
conviction.
you really didn't have anything to say at first until you find out that she not spitting the bars herself. So
Yeah.
that throw everything into because,
Everything else.
and that's something Yachty low key got to hold because I don't. You know, one thing with me is I don't really like when you saying nigga and I can't really tell if you black for real. Like it's not really you know what I mean? I know everyone grow up in different, but for it to become mainstream, that's when I start to get worried because I just feel like it opens a lot of doors for just misinterpretation. So that's always been my problem, but it was just like, you know, certain people get stamped in a way, and you like, I mean, she done made it all this way without anybody checking her. Like, who's really supposed to be to step up? And it's also like, I really don't even like defending. I don't even like defending saying the N word for real, like personally. So it's like, it's something that I wouldn't even really want to get on and defend. But I do see the problems when people outside of the culture start to use it, and it'll become kind of normalized. So, but
Yeah.
normally I'm like, if you comfortable with saying it to a degree, like even when when Logic would use it, when Takashi 6ix9ine started using it, I had a lot of problems with it. I'm
Did you?
being honest, I did, and because that was one of the main things,
Mhm.
and the same thing that I was kind of worried about is exactly what happened. Now he down singing Hispanic music and is lit, getting millions of views again.
Is
Like,
he?
yes,
Okay.
bruh, back in his bag, getting more views than top hip hop artists really right now.
Wow.
Cause he got drama going on down there, like with his ex girlfriend or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
She was
yeah, yeah.
big, something
Mhm.
along those lines.
Mhm.
So, and that's where
Yeah.
when I look at the culture, and that would be the definition of a culture vulture. And like, it's not even about Takashi. Like, I don't feel like I don't even think that was what he was thinking about when he was first coming on. But
Mhm.
it's like
Mhm.
ultimately that is a consequence of you getting on as someone outside of the culture, because now you just get all the cool points from hip hop, and then now you take it back to you take the credibility back to your hood, and now you popping over there, and
Mhm.
now there's no like hip hop not even eating off of it. We just
Yeah.
gassed you
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
and we ain't getting no benefits
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like it's demographic. Like the people that's playing music, listen to music, go to this concert. Did they follow him back to the rap music, or did they stay in the hip hop culture, or did they, like, what happened to them? So, because it's a lot of white kids, a lot of white urban kids are saying the N word from these artists saying the N word.
Nah, that's how Ian is too. And remember they had that big thing with Ian and Yachty. I hadn't listened to. I mean, the music sound. It's almost like Yeet. Like, but that's the thing. Once the formula's out there,
Mhm.
it's really hard to say
Yeah.
who can
Yeah.
use it and
Who
who
can use
can't
it? Who
use it.
can't?
Because it's just like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, yeah. Ian, it's like I can't be mad at Ian that he knows how to rhyme over some hard beats. It's like he made a hard song, but it's like, okay, now how far are we going to let this go? And then you got the same thing with Yeet, and Yeet appealed to a whole younger demographic,
Mhm.
but then you also see the boost because it's like, okay, once you're like a white face within hip hop, that's when white people start to pay attention, and then your sales get boosted because they're
Mhm.
like, oh,
Mhm.
what let you in? So it's like it really overinflates their influence within the culture just by numbers. And it's like we talk about we don't care about numbers, but sales be what determine who's driving the boat for real.
mm,
And that's why. I mean, that's why nobody likes to admit it, but that's why Eminem, he's
So big.
still the biggest rapper. He's still the biggest rapper. I mean, it's
Still.
Eminem. It's a hard fact, but yeah, I agree though. I agree.
Man, this is
all right, so I gotta head out. But this is a dope conversation.
yeah, this is the start. This is just the start of it, people. You know what I mean? As you can see, it's going to be a very intricate conversation. We ain't even
Touch
talk about
Yeah, yeah, we
an
didn't
album for real.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
over
but
here just discussing this.
I
Don't
So
worry.
think if we all have at least some homework on at least let's think about our top 10 rap albums.
yeah, we
But
gonna have to start in sections or something. But
okay, okay,
or maybe pick a state you want to do or something like that. I don't know, a region,
yeah,
top in the
region,
south, top in
yeah,
the north, something like
yeah.
that. But
Yeah, I'll just do like what I yeah.
okay. All right, Chris, man, I appreciate you hopping on, bro.
Yeah, bro.
We've been talking about doing this for a while, so I'm happy we finally got the ball rolling, man. You know what I mean? Actually, since we ain't doing any music, I'm gonna upload this one to YouTube because I think this was a great conversation for real. So
Man.
yeah, I don't have to edit it or anything. So yeah, once it's up, I'll send you the link, and you know what I mean. We'll talk about where we could take the discussion next, and just go from there. But I appreciate you making the list too, so we had something to look at, talk about, and we'll just go from here.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Shoot, man.
All right, bro. Be safe, man.
I appreciate it. You too.